Hey guys, it's Loveless, and it's time for another reading in the Blueface and Chrisean saga. So Chrisean has confirmed her pregnancy. I wanted to be sure it was official before doing this reading.
My emotions are crazy. They just took my blood pressure and stuff like that. And the only reason I feel like I'm so overwhelmed right now is because I'm deciding to keep it, obviously. I'm gonna have a family. And we're gonna have the big baby shower.
In my previous reading on her and Blueface possibly having children, I saw a strong indication of Blueface bringing a child to Chrisean once again. This isn't the first time she's gotten pregnant by him. But will he still have children with Chrisean even though he doesn't really want to? Plenty of people have kids even though they didn't really want to. It's actually looking possible that they'll have a child, if it's meant to be. And by meant to be, I'm alluding to the uncertainty of pregnancy. Mercury in this chart brings the light from Venus to Jupiter. What does that mean, Loveless? It could very likely show Blueface bringing a child to Chrisean. The energy surrounding this, though, has some strong negativity. He doesn't really want a child. I think he is happier with the children he already has, and there is risk of very real resentment or going against it. Chrisean also doesn't seem to be in a good place to take that responsibility on now, and as I mentioned, there is still too much arguing and fighting. So we now know that the chart from my previous reading indicated a certain pregnancy. This pregnancy seems to be shown by Mercury and Venus joined together in a trine to Jupiter. Mercury represents Blueface, Venus represents a child for Chrisean, and Chrisean is Jupiter. The moon in Cancer in the 7th house could have also shown motherhood approaching. However, the energy is off like I mentioned. The sign of Scorpio is rough and discordant energy for a question like this, and shows Blueface against the pregnancy and child, and that he won't be changing this attitude quickly. Uranus was in the 5th house of this chart, showing in this case fame surrounding the pregnancy. It seems that Chrisean has been getting more attention since this development. Let's look at a new chart made concerning this pregnancy announcement. I won't be looking into how the pregnancy progresses, but more so Chrisean and her relationship with Blueface. I am reading under the case that everything goes well and Chrisean has the child. In this chart, Chrisean is Venus, Blueface is Mars, and the child to be is Jupiter. Jupiter also naturally represents children in questions like these. On the ascendant, Chrisean's house, right away we have a blessing of good fortune. The royal star Spica is here, which is associated with fame, the arts, and good luck.
Ascendant conjunct Spica by 53 minutes. It is regarded as an indication of success and is associated with a love of the arts and sciences. Spica brings honors, fame, preferment, and wealth. It indicates a noble and good-hearted disposition. It also gives the potential or aspiration for spiritual advancement. Nature of Venus and Mars.
However, we have the South Node, a marker of damage, in Chrisean's house as well. The South Node is in Scorpio and under the sign of Mars. Tells me of strife and discord for her, largely due to Blueface's attitude, actions, and toxic energy. The Greek lot, success, is also at the ascendant, and in the case of our question, must relate to the feeling of success Chrisean appears to have, being pregnant once again.
As a note, the moon in this chart, which describes the overall tone of the situation, is joined to the Greek lot, accomplishment.
Let's look at what Venus, Chrisean's planet, is doing. Venus is in the 5th house here. The 5th house represents entertainment, creativity, and most relevant to our inquiry, children. The 5th house is at 0 degrees Pisces, an early part of the sign, and 0 degrees shows a new beginning. As above, so below, Chrisean is very early into her pregnancy. Venus is in Pisces here, and this is a powerful indication which should be fortunate for Chrisean concerning children. It should be a great placement for a mother-to-be. She is feeling empowered and successful concerning kids, and getting more fame and notoriety from being pregnant, especially with Venus sextile to Uranus and Taurus. As Venus in Pisces, she is most likely feeling very exalted and looking beautiful in her own way. Here she is, showing off a barely there baby bump at another rapper's birthday party. Venus is the most powerful planet in this chart, meaning, and rightly so, Chrisean has the most power in this situation, and it would most likely be her will that moves forward. In the past, it is said that Blueface has wanted her to terminate her previous pregnancies. In this case, Venus being the most powerful here is a strong argument that he won't be getting his way this time. She may even be being a bit selfish. Venus is joined to a few Greek lots which show themes at play. Let's look at them and see what they say. I would think with Venus and Pisces, good energy comes along with every meaning.
Venus conjunct servants.
I wonder if this is speaking of Chrisean having an entourage and people to assist her, around her, and help her during her pregnancy.
Venus conjunct fertility, an abundance of good in the home.
This must be speaking of a successful pregnancy, as in successfully getting pregnant, and some kind of good fortune concerning her home situation.
Venus conjunct rumors, whether they be true or false.
At first, people weren't sure Chrisean was actually pregnant or if it was just a rumor. In this case, the rumor was true. As a note, the moon in this chart is also joined to the Greek lot, histories and of science or rumors and fables. Rumors and fables seems the most relevant here.
Venus conjunct masculine children.
Interesting. Is this a hint from the heavens that Chrisean's child-to-be may be a boy or masculine child? Neptune is in Pisces here, lying on the 6th house cusp of physical illness. This is a concern and warning, I believe, of drinking alcohol. I hope that she will not continue to drink excessively, but Neptune here could be saying otherwise. There are rumors and concerns that she might be drinking or doing drugs while pregnant, but no concrete evidence of it yet. I'm hoping, as she's shown as Venus in Pisces, that she'll be putting her best foot forward. Venus's shadow placement puts it at 16 degrees Libra. This is the 12th house. So, despite the good things I've said here, deep down she is still struggling with relationships and being self-destructive, though I will argue that this self-destructive behavior shouldn't be as bad as it has been in the past. That's it for part 1. In part 2, I'll be talking about Blueface and how he and Chrisean feel about the child-to-be, according to my interpretation of the stars.